Hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. Today, I'm going to touch upon a subject that a lot of us probably uh, avoid, okay? And it's the thought of our own passing. Uh, I'll tell you where this is coming from. Bad Mike Battleotto, North Texas RPG Con, reached out to me today. And yes, Mike, just so you know, we will talk about this, you and I, on a podcast episode and take it further. Because I think we need certainly more than one point of view on this. But Mike Cary, who was a regular at North Texas, and damn if I can't put a face to the name. I think I have the right face, but I'm not sure. But Mike Cary passed. He passed young. I believe he was 48. Now, his mother is stuck with his gaming collection. A significant number of items, over 8,000. No will, no designation of where the stuff would go. Now Mike's good. Well, Mike was good. He cataloged everything. I told Mike that I probably have easily, Jesus, over 3,000 items in my collection. Maybe it's 4, could be more. Certainly could be more. I mean, I probably have 100 plus Judges Guild items alone. TSR, I don't know, 200, 250. That's not including magazines, because why would we include Dragon and Dungeon into those numbers? But it's huge. And jokingly in my head, it's like, well, when I pass, maybe I'll leave it to my niece. That would not be fair to my niece. She's 8. She doesn't need to inherit something that will take up half her fucking room. That's not fair. So what do you do? What are the solutions to this? Because you know what? As gamers, and I'm going to speak in generalities, I'm not going to talk about specifics, because there are those that are going to obviously break this rule. But we are generally not the figures of extreme health. Okay? We like our soda pop. We like our snacks. These go hand to hand with gaming in a lot of ways. Sometimes adult beverages. When you're gaming, you're sitting at a table. It's a sedentary? It's a sit in your ass hobby. I should say. Yeah, how about that? And it's quite likely that there are those in our community that will leave us earlier than we or they want them to go. And what do you do with that game collection? I'm lucky that Rachel allows me to have what I have. She wants me to put more stuff into storage. She's not going to want to inherit this. Now, I'm sure somebody like Joe the lawyer would be like, send that shit to me. You'd have to rent a small U-Haul, Joe, too. It's not going to fit in your car, I don't think. Unless you want to make multiple trips to Connecticut. But something to be thought about. Where is your stuff going to go when you pass? And what do you want your gaming collection to mean when you pass? Are there pieces that could be sent to a gaming collection? If you have those unique pieces in your connection. I have Ken St. Andre's signed personal copy of Tunnels and Trolls 2E. It's beat to shit that didn't have a back cover to it, but it was Ken's personal copy. He didn't even have a copy of first when I purchased this from him. So I would say that that's something that should go to somebody who would appreciate it. You don't want your stuff when you pass, and I've heard these horror stories. Somebody passes and their gaming collection goes to the dumpster. Is that what you want? Is it the legacy that you want to leave behind? Now, I'll be the first person to say, here I am. I'm 51. I'll be 52 this summer. I am a cancer survivor. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I am not. I have severe sciatica. Go to physical therapy twice a week for the last 12 months. And nobody wants to discuss what happens should I pass, or what will happen with this stuff if my spouse, who is the collector and primary gamer, passes. What do I do with it? We don't like to think about that, but maybe it's time we should. Should we be leaving? Shall Legacy be leaving thousands of game-related material, books, boxes, modules? Let's not even count dice. Dice is just one. All dice just counts as one for this. But do we leave that to our family to hassle out? Or, I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. I own a car, but I will inherit a house, but I don't currently own a house. So I don't have a will. But I do have a gaming collection that's probably worth tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, don't think about trying to rob me or burglarize my house. It'll take you fucking forever to get this shit out of here. And I'm not organized, so you're not going to find the good stuff. You're going to have to hunt and peck like everybody else does. But do we leave that to our family, our friends? Or should we think about it now when we're coherent, or relatively so? And do we figure out a plan? What do we want done with our gaming collection? I'll say for me, the first thing that, between the renovations that I just went through and this thought of what to do with my gaming collection, I'm going to do something that Joe the lawyer has been asking me to do for years. I'm going to have to organize it. I'm going to have to find, God, dare I say it, a spreadsheet for organizing all this shit and then saying where it is in my collection. And the computer half of the two rooms that becomes our bedroom. Or is it the closet in the living room? Or is it in storage? Or one of the other handful of places? Basement has some of it here. And some of it's at my parents' house in the Poconos. So I couldn't even tell you where all my shit is. So how can I expect my inheritors to know this shit? So yes, maybe one thing I have to do this summer is organize and then decide. So it's an interesting quandary, but and it's one that, listen, you might figure you don't need to worry about it. Maybe your collection isn't that big. If it can fit in, two boxes. Remember those 300 comic book boxes came in like 100 and 300 comic sizes. If your collection can fit in two of those 300 comic book size boxes, you're probably okay. You probably don't need to worry about it. If your collection stacked floor to ceiling would hit a 10-foot ceiling and probably, I'm thinking all my shit, holy fuck, probably 10 feet high and at least 14 feet wide, probably, if I take everything and put it into one spot. Do I want somebody to go into that blind? No, it's not fair. It's not fair to my wife. Grace doesn't need that shit. My niece wouldn't need that shit. Joe would take all that shit gladly. I think he'd have to rent another apartment. It's just, these are thoughts that have to be addressed at some point. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to start organizing my collection, find out exactly how much shit I have and where I have it. And then I'm going to figure out what will happen with what should I pass. It's responsible. Not something I'm used to being, but, once in a while you got to throw the world a bone. All right, folks, on that note, I'm going to bid thee adieu. Be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I will talk with you all tomorrow. Later, folks.